Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
Bandwidth for Android App Arena is provided by CacheFly at CACHEFLY.com.
This is Android App Arena, episode 72 for Wednesday, November 18th, 2015. Music Discovery. This episode of Android App Arena is brought to you by Prosper. Prosper is a peer-to-peer lending marketplace which connects people who are looking to borrow money with those who have money to lend. Visit prosper.com/arena to apply for a loan right now. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Android App Arena. I'm your host, Jason Howell. Now, as a fan of music, I feel like I'm spoiled with options. The explosion of digital music distribution has brought me closer, at least in theory, to new artists and new music, stuff I've never heard or heard of before. Yet, it can still be very confusing trying to find stuff I like. It's almost like the access we have to an unlimited sea of music history makes things more difficult to find. Imagine that. Gone are the days of walking into a record store and just kind of thumbing through rows of albums and CDs, waiting for a piece of art, to inspire me, to jump out at me so that I'm going to drop $15 on the chance that I might enjoy the music. Now, computers and curators manage and maintain playlists, sharing their own unique tastes with the rest of the internet. So the challenge then becomes finding someone whose taste aligns with yours or mine. 2 of the 3 apps in today's roundup just hit Android last week, and all 3 apps are wonderful and diverse ways to discover new music that you've not yet heard. Let's take a look in this week's roundup. This app is one of those when pigs fly kinds of apps, but we've known, at least for the past few months, that it was coming, so we were a little prepared when Apple finally released its Apple Music app for Android last week. Apple Music is the phoenix that has risen out of the ashes of the Beats music service. Beats, of course, was acquired by Apple last year. Apple Music takes some of the cool recommendation-based things that the Beats music service has been known for and rolls it into Apple's own music service and app. First, I have to say, I'm really impressed by the design of Apple Music for Android. It doesn't feel just like an iOS app running on Android. Apple actually incorporated a number of Android design notes into the app. And while you won't see a full material design here, you get plenty that makes Apple Music look modern and, more importantly, designed with Android firmly in mind. The service itself revolves around recommendations and music discovery. Launching the app for the first time, you're actually asked to pick your favorites from first a number of genres and then a bunch of artists connected to those genres. You complete that task, and then Apple Music knows enough about you to start recommending playlists and collections that you might like. All of that stuff resides in the For You section, from playlists that are inspired by moods to playlists meant to introduce you to an artist's best cuts from their vast catalog. You can just tap that play icon and that's going to fire off the playlist for you. I'll tap the player to full screen it and you get your standard controls here, of course. The ability to favorite tracks that you really like and even create a new radio station based on the artist or song that's currently playing. The new section shows newly released tracks and albums along with on-demand playlists from notable curators, Apple editors. There's some playlists here from Beats One DJs and much more. Plenty to discover here. Now, radio brings you to the Beats One radio station. This is where you can rediscover what it's like to listen to a live radio DJ that's selecting the tunes for you. There are a number of genres and artist stations to pick from here as well, though those aren't necessarily live, they're just dynamically created for you. Connect brings you closer to the artists that you love. Remember those artists and genres you picked when you first launched the app? You can now follow them here, meaning artists themselves can create playlists and conversation for you. There's also the ability to leave your comments for the bands and other fans of the music. And if you've uploaded your music from iTunes on your computer, you can access that music in the cloud under My Music. Sorry to say, I have not done that. If you need help with discovery, I must say Apple Music is absolutely rock solid. Not to mention, Apple did a great job designing a pretty important Android app. You can check out Apple Music for free for 90 days. And $9.99 a month after that time runs out. Find it now in the Play Store. Now, if you're anything like me, you might think of YouTube as the place you go to watch, viral videos and other user-created content. But many people use YouTube for its music catalog. I'll be honest right up front here. I've liked a couple of dozen songs and music videos over my entire YouTube run, so I fully realized that an app like YouTube Music wasn't created for me. It was created for all you people that use YouTube as an on-demand music video machine. Being a Play Music subscriber, I now get full YouTube Red access, including my entire YouTube experience is now ad-free, and that includes any music I listen to inside YouTube Music. Though you can still use the app for free with the coolest features unavailable to you. It's important to keep that in mind if you want to check it out for yourself. YouTube Music brings you music videos, live performances, and just mainly audio-focused material from YouTube. Here's my home screen inside YouTube Music. At the top is My Station, basically an endless randomized playlist generated from songs that I've liked inside YouTube, with controls to tweak how much it veers off in different stylistic directions. I can tap on Explore while this track is loaded to find other stuff by that artist, as well as maybe other bands that happen to be connected to them. Swipe left from home to get to the YouTube Music Today section. This basically shows what's trending on the service along with, newly released music. Swipe left again to go to My Likes list, and that's all the songs I've ever liked on YouTube, as well as anything I like inside YouTube Music. I can activate the offline mixtape function. This actually stores my liked music onto my device for offline access with settings for how to determine how much space is used for storing that content, as well as whether to store it as just audio, or maybe you want to eat up some of your storage for the video as well. YouTube Music allows you to switch between audio and video playback of content at any time. That'll save you on bandwidth if you need to do that, and will even play your music with the screen off or the app running in the background. I'm thrilled to get all these perks along with my Play Music subscription. Will I use YouTube Music much? Personally, I doubt it. I don't think it was created for me, but if you use YouTube like a jukebox, you're going to be very happy with YouTube Music. Find it now in the Play Store with a 14-day free trial of YouTube Red and Play Music. If what you're looking for is a music discovery engine that relies on the community to do the picking for you, then you might find what you want with an app called 8Tracks. 8Tracks is all about sharing playlists with other users, as well as following users whose musical tastes align with your mood and your sensibilities. To get started, let's just tap the search button up at the top, and you'll see a big bubbly series of tag clouds to choose from. You can, of course, type in anything you wish, but picking from the bubbles makes things maybe a bit more spontaneous. Choose a couple of tags or artists there, and then swipe left to go to the playlist feed. These playlists are presented based on the tags you just selected, and they've all been created by other users of 8Tracks. Each is named with a nice bright picture as well, and some stats on how popular that playlist has been over time. It's very visual, and it kind of invites you into the music listening process. Find one you like, tap through, and then tap play to kick off the playlist. You also can't actually see what's up next in the playlist. You can only view what's played as well as what's currently playing. It's kind of an element of surprise, along with 8Tracks abiding by limits imposed on free music services such as itself. No biggie in my opinion. Songs bring along with them some details as to who the artist is, links to their Wikipedia page and official website if they happen to have one. And if you like this person's taste, you can visit their user page and follow them so you'll know about any future playlists that they create. 8 Tracks has a built-in sleep timer for all you sleepyheads out there. There's Chromecast support built in, including Chromecast audio capability, and some really nice looking Android Wear integration as well. 8 Tracks is a free service, so you may encounter some visual ads, but I didn't hear any ads inserted into the music, and I think that's the most important part. Find 8 Tracks in the Play Store now. All right, so 3 excellent choices there. And if you can't find inspiration inside one of those, well, then I don't know how to help you, I guess. Now, the other challenge here, finding time to listen to all that music. That's a topic for another day. Maybe you can help me with that because I really need to find time to listen to more music. All right, before we move on, let's thank the sponsor of today's episode, and that is Prosper.com. In today's economy, cash really is king. I'm sure you already know this. Instead of getting stuck with high interest rate credit cards, just go to Prosper.com. Prosper's online marketplace connects people who need money with those who want to invest, and they're investing in you. It's like the Uber or Airbnb for borrowing money. You can use Prosper to borrow up to $35,000 in as few as 5 days. With Prosper.com, you can borrow money for just about anything you want. You can pay off high-rate credit cards, fix up your house, maybe plan a vacation, anything you want. It's your money. You want all new lights in your house, as in your current lights hang so low that you run into them all the time, and you want new lights that you don't run into anymore? Prosper.com. It's the better way to get the cash you need at a low interest rate. To check your low rate instantly without affecting your good credit, go to Prosper.com/arena for up to $35,000 in your account in as few as 5 days. That's Prosper.com/arena. Prosper.com/arena. And we thank Prosper for their support. All right, this week's big app is, it doesn't actually qualify as your typical big app in Android App Arena terms because it's a really old app that no one is really talking about right now. Kind of the anti-big app in that case, but it fits today's theme, and I think it's liberating for subscribers of Play Music. Let's check it out. The problem: you're a happy user of Google's Play Music service. I know I am. Be it the free version where you store your catalog of music on Google's cloud servers, or beyond that, the paid version where you have access to Play Music's more than 30 million song catalog. Your only recourse for playing that music is by using Google's Play Music app. That eliminates a ton of well-designed music player apps in the Play Store. Some people simply aren't satisfied with Google's music player and want to open that catalog up to their other music players. In this case, I'll be using the Pulsar Music Player Pro app to demonstrate. MusicMate actually taps into your Play Music catalog and allows you to checkmark any songs, albums, or playlists from your existing library that you wish to grant access to from other music playback apps. By checkmarking an album or a song here, for example, you're telling MusicMate to download that particular track or album for offline listening. And there, it's storing those music files onto your device. Beyond that, MusicMate will import the proper album or song artwork so you don't have to go scouring for that manually. And the metadata associated with the audio files are passed along to the new locally stored media files, which basically means that external music players can now recognize those offline files as music files that can be then accessed and played at will. If you happen to have a micro SD card on your device, the music will be downloaded to your external storage. That saves your device's storage for other important things. Now, I will admit, as you can see here, the design is totally stuck in the KitKat era, but I try to make sure that apps featured on this show still have a relatively recent update log. Usually that shows that the developer is at least somewhat active. And MusicMate was last updated around 7 months ago. Not super duper recent, but recent enough that I feel comfortable recommending. I just hope maybe they'll spend some time refreshing the design. Then it becomes a no-brainer pick. For free, you can grab 50 of your songs using MusicMate. And for a $3.99 upgrade in the app, unlimited songs can be pulled down from Play Music. Find MusicMate right now in the Play Store. So Pulsar Music Player was kind of mentioned tangentially in that review. It's kind of like I buried the lead. It's actually a really awesome third-party material design music player. If you didn't notice yourself, consider that a bonus app pick. So you got 5 app picks today. Send me your favorite apps in any category whatsoever to arena@twit.tv. You can always post those to our subreddit. That's androidapparena.reddit.com. And everybody has access to them at that point. So that's awesome. The show records live every Wednesday around 4:30 p.m. Pacific following Tech News Tonight. You can always go to twit.tv/live to watch the live taping. If you can't make the live taping, the show appears later that evening in the feeds and on the show page at twit.tv/arena. Alrighty, that's it, folks. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Jason Howell, and I will see you next week in the arena.